Greetings, this is Vane doing Let's Play Stellaris Series 8. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Should have got that before. Let's see, let's load. Load latest save. Yeah. Okay. Look what we got. We have tunnelled through significant quantities of ice to find the intact wreckage of a submarine, stilled within an airtight cave. Tundral conditions have long since reduced all organic matter to fine dust, but so too have they preserved a wealth of cultural artefacts. Our anthropological survey suggests a hotbed of political activity as this submarine's crew broke away from the nearby colony. They proclaimed several sovereign boundaries within the whole of their own submarine, espousing all manner of political ideologies. Surprisingly, this extreme factionalism appears to have strengthened the social bonds of the crew rather than forcing them apart. The matter is sure to spark lively debate amongst our own political scientists. Interesting.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Okay. We got stricter control of RNA and protein production on the cellular level. Targeted gene expression, okay.
Situation log updated. Construction complete. Construction.
Below the surface of Nanus 2 lives a most peculiar organism. Scans and samples show that it's some sort of mycelium littered with spores. Compared to the traditional size of spores on our homeworld, these are massive. Their surface is a shimmering kaleidoscope, and hues seem to change based on their surroundings. The strangest thing about them is that they seem to form a network capable of generating what science crew believes to be a signal. The current emissions are very weak, but with some effort it might be possible to find out where they lead. Okay, do we want the fungal trail? We don't have time for this. Okay. Let's do the fungal trail.
Situation log updated. Research complete.
Studying something from the limited perspective of a single dimensional reality does not paint the whole picture. Every angle must be considered.
Ships upgraded.
Small scout craft of some kind plowed into the surface of this asteroid millennia ago, creating a shallow canyon. There's no visible cockpit on the ship, leading our sight to believe it was either piloted by remote or through some kind of primitive artificial intelligence. Although it is too damaged to be salvaged, the ship hasn't been picked clean by looters yet. We will study its design. Okay, what have we got? Traders produced to amenity. Commercial zones, commercial segments, trade districts provide additional trader jobs.
System survey complete. System survey complete. System survey complete.
Signal we intercepted was a distress call from a ship in orbit around Nylon 54A. The ship has not given off any heat signatures and seem to be drifting. A special project has been issued to investigate what happened to the crew.
Situation log updated.
By tracking the signal emitted by the Mycelium
Special
private
project complete.
to be a tricky business, our puzzled scientists finally managed by using mushrooms to peer into additional dimensions. Details are scarce about what this entails, but in any case the operation was a success and has pointed us towards a destination. Chart a course.
Situation log updated. System survey complete.
The asteroid around Kubel has such a perfectly stable orbit that it's easy to understand why our scientists thought it was placed there artificially, yet there are no conclusive indications of any propulsion systems or any artificial marring. The only natural conclusion is that by some absurdly improbable chance, the asteroid got caught in Kuiper B3's gravity field. We have also detected some rare crystals on the surface of the asteroid. How thoughtful.
Construction complete.
Having surveyed all we can from the wrecked submarine and abandoned habitats, our teams on Chasm 3 are preparing to regroup near the planet's surface. There is much we still do not know about this colony. Mostly what we have is simply amounts to an eclectic legacy of life on a particularly lonely frontier. Although their civilization did not yet possess faster than light technology, hardship seems to have steered this once submarine colony towards a singular breakthrough in science and economics, which we are now at liberty to exploit. These cautionary tales may benefit our colonists. Consecrated world. No, we're going to have Grasp the Void. No, not Grasp the Void. Interstellar Dominion. Although I would normally go with Consecrated Worlds for Spiritualists, I feel like I've used that one far too much.
System survey
And it's too much of an hassle. Among the asteroids around AR-2717, a tree is drifting through the emptiness of space. An unprecedented and highly unlikely event. The tree is surrounded in a protective bubble reminiscent of an energy shield. Suddenly we detect some hostile space dwellers on approach. This coincides with some sat leaking through the tree's shield while we collected samples. Could it have agitated the creatures? We need to figure out what's going on.
situation.
The structures on Scyldari are not as old as we first believed. It is a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science officer Dim Driscoll notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that from the builder's alien point of view, this might even been a cutting-edge sensor array or even a galactic art installation. Regardless, to us Scyldarians it looks most like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing.
System survey complete. Species modified.
Okay.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Quantum field manipulation. Quantum superposition of energy cores simultaneously drained and charged. After probing beneath the surface, we've concluded the unusual heat signatures in Sigvit are caused by hydrothermal sphinx. There seems to be more to this planet than meets the eye. Intriguing. Subterranean ocean modifier added, but we don't know what it does. Okay. We'll add that. While conducting a survey of Course Borealis 1, the SCS Demora detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It's at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science officer Mickey DeGea is confident that the power could be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project.
Situation log updated.
Probably not the nearest one, but never mind. Actually, no, you are. Continued exploration by the crew of SCS Vela has revealed the hot water coming from deep within the planet's crust is teeming with microscopic life. What we once thought was an empty frozen planet actually contains a thriving underwater biosphere.
System survey complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
After rigorous research, we now understand why the tree sap has summoned those creatures. The tree has produced a highly nutritious substance which has machine-like abilities to repair organic tissue. The tree is a tree of life. If we harvest it, we could use it to expand the lifespan of our people. But there's one problem. The tree's healing power is limited in amount. We could only use it to improve a small group of people's life substantially or increase everyone's situation by a small amount. Okay. Okay, let the tree drift along. We don't need that.
System survey complete.
Active scans of Aquax 1 have picked up what appears to be a large ship deep inside the atmosphere of a gas giant. Judging by the nearby debris, there have been several failed attempts to salvage this derelict in the past. Any ship strong enough to withstand such crushing gravity must be a magnificent prize, and Science Officer Tik B. Tarak has proposed to salvage a project of our own. The effort is too great, leave it down there. Now for election.
Research complete.
Okay. Improve production. As our plants become more developed, we can gain significant improvements on our throughput. Yeah.
System survey complete. Construction complete.
The measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors breathing their last. Built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past, the vast barriers of disintegrating machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet's core ever since. Their storage capacity is all broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. Excellent. Wreckage of what must have been a major First League naval base has been detected in orbit around Vela 2. We know the League maintain a massive fleet called the Grand Navy to combat piracy and safeguard member nations from external aggressors. This particular outpost appears to have been prided version for one of their inward patrol fleets.
Situation log updated. System survey complete. Research complete.
Farming techniques can be further refined through sophisticated computer simulation of different environments and weather patterns. This allows more predictable crop yields. Okay.
Council agenda ready. Council agenda available.
Our analysis of the temporal fluctuations in the Amani system has revealed something remarkable. A massive prism floating in space. Rather than light, the prism refracts time. Depending on the angle of instance, the crew of the SDS Jolsik report experiencing time at different rates. Scans indicate that some have aged rapidly while others are days, even years younger than they should be. While our study of the prism has certainly deepened our understanding of the nature and properties of time, its origins and purpose remain a mystery. The administrative needs of the Star Empire are as numerous as they are complex. We will rise to the occasion.
Research complete.
Our archaeological mission to the First League naval base has concluded. We recovered the emblem of the 28th Outer Rim Patrol Fleet, a mid-sized task force charged with the defence of trade routes leading to League associate nations along the galactic rim. The base orbiting Iflaga 2 was apparently their home port. Interesting find. Load balancing physics can greatly improve the stability of local grids and feed excess power back into centralized capacitors.
System survey complete. Space.
Science Officer Sok Bikurab reports that the luminous waves coursing through the ice that blankets Armani 6A are of alien origin. Some ancient battles deposited scattered wreckage from an alien fighter in the frozen planet, and only the exposed core of its main weapons remains intact. Seems this alien race used lasers somewhat more advanced than the ones we currently use by the Scyldari fleets, and the fizzling innards periodically discharge low-power lasers into the ice of Armandi 6A. The planet's harsh climate prevents the laser from actually melting the ice, allowing the chilly matrix to act as a brilliant prism. We could use that technology.
Research complete. Ships upgraded. System survey complete. Research complete.
Sufficiently advanced systems are capable of optimizing themselves if they are made acutely aware of the purpose for which they were made. A massive crater on Ockham 2 appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the planet for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The SESD Vela has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site reminiscent of a collapsed hyperarticulate field, but as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. Remarkable. As we expected, the interior of this solar sail is appropriately archaic. The bridge resembles a deck of an old planet-bound sailing ship designed to sail on watery seas. The deck plating appears to be metal, but most surfaces are covered with carved wood, a contrast to the glass-like substance on viewports and data screens. Powering up the ship's computers, we have found a data file with an old-fashioned seafarer song. According to our archaeologists, this melody was once known as a she chanty or a space shanty. We're attempting to transcribe the lyrics. Intriguing.
Research complete.
Efficiencies of scale. Increased population density gives further increase to productivity.
System survey complete. Construct.
Crew of the ship has been found dead. What is more disturbing is that it appears to have been killed by some highly advanced brain parasites, which ingested them and drugged them. Thanks to scientific findings, we were able to protect our own crew from being infected.
Research complete.
The SES G-Justice crew is reporting that they found something spectacular on Garwatan 3. On the surface lie traces of an explorative expedition of another civilization. Left behind are some well-preserved documents and artifacts. The proposed action by Chief Science Officer Kybit is to send the text finding to our own as well for translation. There's also the possibility of selling them off to a private investor.
Situation log updated.
Fusion reactor. Nuclear fusion processes generate a great amount of power for ships, but without many of the risks associated with fission power. We didn't detect life forms below the surface. We detected them in the entire world. The frozen planet is interspersed with microfin tubes linked like a rudimentary computer. While the structure is primitive, its gigantic scale means it could probably rival some of Scyldari's supercomputers on output. Even now the computer seems to be active as scientists can interface with it, but since it's so slow we would only be able to ask it a single question. Can you solve these calculations? Who made you? What came before us? What are we? Best to observe it from afar. What are we?
System survey complete. System survey complete.
Sadly, our linguists have been unable to understand the entirety of the alien
Special
language
project
used in the old
complete.
documents found on Garwatan 3. However, they managed to translate the essentials, which has given us a glimpse into the culture they originated from.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
The SCST Railsec has successfully restored power to the automated shipyard over Scyldari 3. Facility immediately resumed its interrupted construction order, using what materials it had on hand to build 3 advanced raiders of unknown origin. Fortunately, the actual facility broke down completely afterwards and has been deemed beyond repair. We have sent crews to the new ships and commissioned them into our fleet. Excellent. Some kind of barren silicon-based life form inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Perseus 4. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there is evidence to suggest they may possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shoveled large amounts of valuable minerals close to the surface.
Research complete.
Okay. Ability to sustain a fusion reaction at relatively low temperatures will result in a new generation of fusion reactors for our ships.
Ships upgraded.
Immediately after we complete the restoration and reactivation of the data files, a thrumming musical cadence surged throughout the ship, accompanied by the auto-tuned voices of ancient mariners. The transcription follows. Come, all ye young spacefarers, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of our fish from the sea. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we'll all together, boys. Blow your winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds, blow. Out to the galaxy steady she goes. Up come the solar winds, taking us far, all through the space lanes and out to the stars. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, then we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds fringeward, hey, blow ye winds blow. Out to the galaxy steady she goes. Translate some more lyrics. Liges 3A is exceptionally rich in materials that are unfortunately of no use to us. However, Science Officer Tanny Gore believes that many of the elements in the crust of Liges 3A can be transformed into potentially more useful forms through positron bombardment. The SCS has requested that the Scyldari Confederacy set aside 1,000 energy credits for the purpose of this project. Very well. Ready the positron charges.
Situation log updated.
The readings originate from a small research outpost, which the Scyldari Confederacy has no records of establishing or indeed authorizing, on the surface of SCS Dimmick. It is staffed by one Scyldarian scientist, a fairly talented and industrious one, if their research on SCS Dimmick is anything to go by. There's a problem with regards to their identity, however. We have been able to match them against official state records, and they refuse to identify themselves save for stating that they are in exile. They have expressed an interest in returning to Skyldaria and serving the Scyldari Confederacy directly, on the condition that the SCS Dimmick immediately depart SCS to Dimmick and no Scyldarian ships ever return there. The Weathered Elder welcomes their exile back into the fold. The SCS unit has recovered an elongated mailbox from the surface of Lidges 7A. Clusters of small perforations of 5 sides leads Science Officer Tanigur to believe it is not a container, but some sort of aerosol dispersal device. Initial tests seem to confirm their suspicions as trace aromatics still emanate from the object. A special project has been issued to confirm whether this might be an information carrying device constructed by some alien race communicating primarily through the secretion and reception of atmosphere-borne chemical compounds. Smells malodorous.
Situation log updated.
The box
Special project complete.
is indeed a document of a sort. Science Officer Tani Jigor admits that they had been hoping for a historical record of some other kind of codex significant to whatever culture left it behind, but they were disappointed. The true nature of that aromatic box seems to be a collection of fairly short narratives which, going by the rapid changes in odour towards the end of each sequence, are intended to surprise or be interpreted as comedic. The techniques used to store and reproduce specific smells is of some interest, but the tales it tells are not. The crew of SCS Unora are left with the uncomfortable feeling that they have been unwittingly become intimately familiar with what certain gaseous byproducts of alien digestion smell like. However, Tanijigo is unwilling to speculate as to why the box was dumped on this frozen hellscape of a planet. Interesting. Okay. So, I'm going to leave it there. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Stellaris Series 8. If you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.